Alright guys, so now I am on my way to the First Presbyterian Church. It's a church that's supposed to be shaped like a fish and have beautiful, colorful murals inside and some pillars that signify the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ. So I'm my navigator to see if I can get in to take a look at it, and because they're normally closed and normally you have to book a tour, but I'm gonna walk in and see if I can do a quick video, and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay guys, so this is the First Presbyterian Church I'm coming up on. You see, it's supposed to resemble a fish to represent Jesus Christ. I'm gonna walk up here. I don't know if I can get in, but it says church entrance, so I'm going to try and see what happens. They have the parking across the street here, and that's the steeple. And it's right up on Bedford Street, on the corner of Hoyt Street. Of course, the police are busy here as usual. So let's see if I can get in. And I know they're open on Sundays, of course. That's their time of worship, where you can probably get a good look at the colorful murals inside of the church. I know that they do offer tours, but you got to book 5 days ahead for that. And there's no cost. So down here you can see from 1841 and 1941 they have these little pillars here that tell you about history of the church. And for example, it says here 1841 and 1940 were the century of democracy. These years saw earlier concepts of human dignity and popular democracy assume a broader, meaningful challenge by new economic and political forces. Immense technical advance, diverse streams of immigration, growing sense of social responsibility, and the emergence of America as a world power. And then down here it says, to those unknown or forgotten who lived on quiet streets and worked in obscure places, but whose spirit lifted the life of this community perhaps more than those who stood in the public eye. And then it goes on and say, the first Mass was celebrated in September 1842 by Father James Smith in the home of Patrick H. Drew. The first resident Catholic pastor was Father John C. Brady, appointed in 1849. St. John's Church was dedicated in 1851. So in the Presbyterian Church was founded in 1853. In Bedford, 1681. The Presbyterian of Stamford founded a church in Bedford in 1681. The church here gathered in the home of Alexander Mong in 1852. Services were held for a time in the town hall. He is before all things, and by him all things consist. So then it goes on. The American Union was tested and vindicated by the Civil War of 1861 and 1865, a tragic struggle in which 700 Stamford men served. And then it goes on down here to say, Linus Yale Jr. and Henry R. Town in 1868 began the firm not known as the Yale and Town Manufacturing Company, which grew to be the world's foremost producer of locks and builders hardware. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So that right there is in, looks like it's in French. And then John Day Ferguson, 1832 to 1877, lawyer, judge, or probate court, member of General Assembly, friend of the Common Schools, giver of the initial fund. In 1880, which established the Ferguson Library. Man shall not live by bread alone. So I didn't know that. So the Ferguson Library was established by John Day Ferguson, so it's named after him. So, and then this last plaque here, John placed in 1825 to 1917, robust farmer, member of General Assembly and School Committee, town assessor, judge of probate, whose vision and initial gift hastened the creation of Stamford Hospital. Amazing history, guys. Amazing history. So yeah, so let's see if I can get on over here. So this right here is the watchtower. You can actually go up here. The stairs do take you up to the top there. If you can look and see. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up here and see if we can get in. Right then. So as you can see here, this right here is the tail of the fish. And I guess that would be the middle. And then that's the front part. And so inside right here is where I hope to be able to get in so I can show you the colorful murals from the inside. So let me walk around to the front here. They may not let me in. The office is here, and the chapel, lounge, and library is here. So let's see. And then up here, there's a plaque again that tells you First Presbyterian Church, founded 1853. The building was erected in 1854. It was enlarged in 1877. It was destroyed by lightning in 1882, and this edifice erected in 1883. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. And this building erected in AD 1956 to 1957. So yeah. So this is, we'll give it a shot and see what we can find here. So this is the entrance to the sanctuary, the office, and then there's a, looks like a Celtic cross right here. Let's go take a look at that. Like I say, guys, Stamford, Connecticut has a lot of historical landmarks. They're doing a lot of changes here. Lots of social and art and, multicultural, ethnic diversities growing here. So it's a great place to come and visit. This right here, again, looks like some kind of a chapel. I don't know if you can go in there, but we will try and see if we can. Let's see. So this right here would be the tail part. Monday to Friday. Let's see.
I believe it was the lights are on.
Okay.
Most people believe it was a happy accident.
Oh, okay.
I never lights are on. It's just there's not much sunshine.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, my gosh.
on.
It's going to make me cry.
I know, right?
Oh, my gosh. This is absolutely beautiful. Oh, my. This is beautiful. Wow. Wow. This is beautiful.
Because of the cross is
Right.
the biggest giveaway on that one. But the what they've done is lay out the story, and then at certain points, it'll tell you like the three huge crosses. That'll point to number one, which is number one. You know, it'll show you the numbers correlate backwards and forwards just
Right.
to point out the different points. So this is the north side, and that is the south side.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank
So
you so
go.
much. Guys, this is just amazing. It's amazing. It's a beautiful church. Beautiful. Look at the colors. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and reflect and say a little prayer for our loved ones that have just recently passed. Yeah. Guys, these pews are made of solid African mahogany, and it sits 500 plus. And in the pews, I think above it sits 40. So yeah. Okay guys, I'm going to try and show you on the north view the crucifixion, as you see it from this pattern here. And then on the opposite side, there's a south view, which shows the resurrection. So let's see if I can find that for you and explain it to you as we go on. So guys, if I'm, okay, there you go. You can see it a little bit better now. If I'm standing back, number one is, oh yeah, you can see it. You see the cross there. Number one, it shows you on the beam of the center cross are the letters I-N-R-I. You can't really see it, but that signifies Pilate's words, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. And then two, you can see the cross here, signifying Pilate's words, Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. And to the right of the center cross is a nail, 3. Let's see, oh yeah, there you go. You see the nail there. And the nail is the nail which pierced Christ's side. And then on 4, you see down over here. Let's see if I can walk. 4. Over here, 4. Okay, so number 3 was a nail, and then number 4, this is supposed to be the spear that's pierced Jesus Christ's side. You can see it right there really good. And then 5, it shows the curtain of the temple, symbolizes the curtain of the temple in red. You see that in red? It symbolizes the curtain of the temple, which at the crucifixion was rent from top to bottom. And then number 6, just below that, is a fallen Roman column. You can see it down there. The fallen Roman column. And then moving on back down to this side. Okay, so on the far left of this side, symbolize the rooftops of the city of Jerusalem. So I'm trying to see if I can find that for you. There you go. That symbolizes the rooftops of the city of Jerusalem. You can see it there. And then 8 shows the hand right here of a Roman soldier throwing dice. So this is the hand of the Roman soldier throwing dice for the robe of Jesus Christ. And then 10 right here symbolizes the robe of Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's just amazing. This is the north view inside looking out, called the crucifixion. Fabulous. So now I'm going to see if I can interpret the resurrection side. So the floor plan of the sanctuary is in the shape of a fish, which was an early Christian symbol. Ichthus is the Greek word for fish. The first letter of the word Jesus Christ, God's Son, Savior, formed this word in the Greek language. The glass in the narthex suggests the sacraments and teaching of our Lord. At the peak is the word pax. 2 chalices, several loaves of bread, and symbols of fish may be discerned. All right, so now let me see if I can interpret and show you guys the south side, which is the resurrection. So, starting off with 11. So let's see if I can find it. 11. Okay, so this side symbolizes the resurrection. And as you can see here, this blue glass symbolizes the tomb, the empty tomb. And emanating from this is shown the angel as lightning, which stabs the sky in 3 directions. So that's going to be, let's see if I can find that. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Is stabbing the sky in 3 directions. Oh, there it is. Right there. Stabbing the sky in 3 directions. The angel of lightning as lightning. And then 13 symbolizes figures of the women and the frightened centurions. Let's see. That's going to be 13, so that's going to be down here. So here it is right here. That symbolizes the women and the frightened centurions after the lightning struck. And that may be seen on the left and right of the tomb. Okay. And then 14 are the centurions as well. So let's see. Okay, so that's going to be down over here on this side, because they're on both sides. Oh, wow, you can see it really good right here. You see that? That symbolized the frightened centurions after the lightning struck. And then 15 symbolizes a Roman's horse, and blue glass is shown at the far right. So I'm trying to see if I see the horse. So that's going to be over here. That symbolizes the horse right there. I can see it a little. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that. That's the eye right there. That's the Roman's horse. And then down here again, up at the top, symbolizes suggestion of the holy city. The large bands of red on the left side symbolize sunset at the crucifixion. Yeah. So yeah. And then 17. It goes down here. Let me see if I can see it. And then 18 symbolizes, right, so 17 over here on this side symbolizes the large bands of red on the left side symbolize sunset at the crucifixion. And sunrise at the resurrection. Sunrise at the resurrection. And so the large marble, let me get that. This is African cedar wood, guys. Beautiful. The large marble communion table in the front of the dramatic 32-foot cross forms the center of worship. Wood for the cross came from the Canterbury Cathedral Library. In front of the table rests a millstone gift of Dr. George Stewart. The lectern and pulpit on either side of the chancel are important centers of focus. A stone from the Iona community of the Scottish coast is embedded behind the lectern, and a stone from Wartburg is in the floor of the pulpit. So that's the stone right there. Guys, this is just beautiful. 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 This section over here is the narthex, which is the tail of the fish. This 16-foot canvas was in this right here. This 16-foot canvas painting of Jesus was created by Wallace H. Harrison, an architect in 1975. It was done on the floor of his home and affixed to the wall. The windows designed and created by Gabriel Lure of Chartres, France, portray symbolically specific experiences and teachings of Jesus from top to bottom. Pax, Latin for peace, at the peak. Two chalices are directly below. See the word Pax up there. Symbolizes peace. And then two chalices below. Followed by whole and half wafers in the lower section are fish and loaves for bread, representing the feeding of the 5,000. You can see the fish in here. Originally, all are part of the narthex, along with the back wall of the chancel, were eggplant color. You can see some of the old paint in the balcony on the right at the top of the stairs. I'm not gonna go up there. Okay, it's amazing. So there you have it, guys. Beautiful. And this is the gardens out here. beautiful, peaceful. On the way out, they have this cute little barrel called Change for Change, where you can put your change in for change. So I just made a little donation. And this is cute. This leads to the lounge, the chapel, and the library. So, and maybe a little daycare area. So these are all pictures of the archives. So this wall here is during the war, 1939 and 1945. George Stewart, pastor of this parish, 1928 to 1944, collected these stones. Look at the beautiful stones here, goodness. Oxford University Press. These are awesome. Stanbury. All these stones were collected between 1935 and 1939 and 1915 during the war. House of Commons. Jedburgh Alley, Westminster Abbey. Let's see. Deltaven. Edinburgh University. These are stones collected all over the world. From all over the world. Lutzen, Rotterdam, St. Gall, La Rochelle, Wildhouse. Very nice. It goes all the way down. Sadka Moab. Look at that, guys. Jacob's Well, Notre Dame of Paris. So the Wall of Stones depicts the history of Christianity from its beginning. Here we find stones from Bethlehem, Nazareth, Galilee, Jacob's Well, Jerash, Jerusalem, Philippi, and Cyrene, marking high points of our Lord's personal presence on earth. Then follows his use of Paul, marked by stones from Antioch, Ephesus, Corinth, Areopagus, Malta, Rome, and others. The stone over the chapel chancel door is written in hieroglyphics inscribed about 200 years before Christ. Surrounding the door are assembled stones from cities made famous by the leaders of the Reformation. Luther, Calvin, Zwingli, and others. Refresh your knowledge of the contribution these places made to the expansion of Christianity. Our Pilgrim Fathers' sojourn in Europe is marked by stones from Scrooby, Gainsborough, Leyden, and Delfhaven. The remaining stones of this assembly depict the contribution of outstanding religious and educational institution. A stone from Oxford University Press reminds of us its translation of the Bible for in whole or part into more than 300 languages and dialects. So, yeah, just amazing, guys. Amazing. Beautiful. And it says, these stones are from places where other believers turned not their backs from difficult labor, their feet from hazardous distance, their minds from perplexity, nor their hearts from friends. It's beautiful. So now I'm going to go into the chapel. And this is that stone, Zerka Moab right here. Look at that. There's lots of history on this wall, guys. Lots of history. And then in here, this is another small chapel where I guess they may have groups. It's around, the chairs are surrounded in round, where they probably have prayer circles. And once again, another beautiful mural on the wall here. Beautiful. What an amazing, amazing church, guys. The First Presbyterian Church. symbolizing the fish of Jesus Christ. And the inside as well as the outside has symbolisms. So I showed you the wall, the memorial walk stepping stones. I showed you that. I showed you inside of the church. Well, actually, I didn't talk about the memorial walk, but I talked about the historical wall dedicated to the city of Stamford. So now I'm going to show you the memorial walk stepping stones and tell you what they symbolize. All right, so here we have some steps here, and then there's steps here. So let me go around every step. So apparently there are 106 stones. One dedication stone and 105 stones with 127 spiritual giants. So let me see if I can find that out. So right here, this is dedicated to Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator. And then John Howard, 1726 to 1790, reformer of prisons. And then Horace Bushnell, 1802 to 1876, the awakener of Christian nurture. So it goes on and on and on, guys. William Law, Robert Raikes, John Wesley, Oxford divine who took the world for his parish, John Henry Newman, John Greenleaf Whittier, author of Dear Lord and Father of Mankind. So yeah, so let me see if I can find those stairs. That's probably going to be around here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, the stairs are over here, guys. Okay. So maybe this, okay, so there's symbol. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the memorial walk. So the memorial walk has 106 stones, one dedicated stone, and 105 stones with 127 spiritual giants. 105 stones from the days of Abraham to the present. The first 2 stones cover prophets and disciples of Christ. The third stone with the 12 apostles does not list Judas. Instead, Paul is the 13th apostle. Most scholars believe Matthias is the 13th apostle. Acts 1, after the ascension of Jesus, and of course after the betrayal of Judas, the apostle elected a new apostle. So the historical wall, we went over that. That's over here. And I showed you that, guys, when I first came in. And then the carillon, which is up here. Okay, guys. So the carillon made of reinforced concrete stone and Burmese teak purposely left to weather to a silvery gray color. On a quiet day, the instrument carries up to 1 1/2 miles. The tower is 260 feet high, contains over 1,200 tons of concrete and 185 tons of reinforcing rods, and nearly half of the concrete was poured below ground for the base, which rests on bedrock. Uppermost section, a 30-foot, 1,800-pound stainless steel structure topped with a 5-foot cross, was lifted into place by helicopter on December 18, 1967. The 11th largest bell, which I don't see, the 11th largest bell, are installed in the lower belfry, 95 steps up from ground level. So you can't really see that, but I guess that's up underneath the stairs there, or maybe atop of the pavilion there. Can't see that from down here. And above them is the clavier room containing the carillon console, and in the highest chamber are hung 45 medium and treble bells. The bells total of 58 bells. The bells total of 58 bells. 56 bells weighing from 15 to 6,820 pounds. The original 36 bells were a gift to the people of Stamford entrusted to FPC from the Nestle Corporation. 26 of the bells are labeled with Switzerland and the 25 Swiss cantons, states that existed in 1940s. Sound range 4.5 octaves. By definition, carillon bells are stationary, but FPC has 3 swinging bells. So there you have it, guys. Beautiful, beautiful First Presbyterian Church in Stamford, Connecticut. Definitely a historical landmark. You have to come and see for your own eyes to see how beautiful it is inside, and symbolizing the crucifixion and the resurrection of Christ, of Jesus Christ. So yeah, thank you for my 100 subscribers once again. Please like and subscribe, share, make a comment. This is me doing it all on my own at 60 plus. Thank you guys for watching.